Namaste and aloha. My name is Janapati Dasi. Welcome to tonight's Experience Meditation Tuesday night. We hold these classes once every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month. And please accept my respects for those of you out there listening tonight. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Hi, Yolanda, nice to see you. And we are going to get into 3 very simple meditation techniques tonight that you can practice. If you've never experienced meditation, you kind of wonder, what exactly is meditation? What is this? That you know, when I say my doctor tells me I need to meditate, or everybody's Dr. Oz, and everybody is saying you need to meditate. What exactly does that mean? And some people oftentimes will go to the internet and open up the internet and look under meditation. They find that, wow, there's so many people saying that this is whatever they're teaching is meditation. So tonight, what I'm going to teach you is a bona fide meditation. And the bona fide meditation, what I mean by that is that it's not something that I made up. In other words, I'm not teaching you something that I've just kind of gone from site to site and sort of put things together in a package and then charge you $3,000 for it for a weekend in Bali or something. This is a free meditation. It's a process, an ancient yogic wisdom handed down from teacher to student since time immemorial. So what is being taught tonight from you was handed to me by my spiritual master. I offer my respects to him. And what it was taught to him was handed down from his spiritual teacher, and so on, going back thousands and thousands of years, if not more. So this is an ancient practice that is, if you practice in this form of meditation, you will be able to find peace of mind and calm and clarity of thought. That's a very brief description. When we think about meditation, oftentimes the word implies putting your mind on something, but the things that we put our minds on in the material world that we live in day to day do not bring us happiness and satisfaction. We oftentimes put our mind on many different things that are going on in the news, things that happen at work, either good or bad. We try to focus on different things to bring us happiness in this material world. And I am going to read just real briefly. I was going to wait to the end, but I'll read a real quick quote from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is an ancient Vedic text translated by the spiritual master of my spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And there's a very important verse in here, which is in chapter 2 of this treatise. If you don't know much about the Bhagavad Gita, tune in next Tuesday. I will be offering a Bhagavad Gita class, Yoga Kirtan Wisdom, Yoga Kirtan Hawai'i, Also has many classes in the library for Bhagavad Gita. You can go back into that and watch these classes. The translation I'm using is called Bhagavad Gita as it is, and it's translated by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So that's important to get the right translation. So this next week we will talk more about the Bhagavad Gita and what it is. And if you've never heard about the Bhagavad Gita and you want to learn more about it, then feel free to also tune in next Tuesday. I'll be giving that class 7 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time. And so this is a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. Krishna's teaching Arjuna this. And this is in text 62, chapter 2. And Krishna says, while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. Going on to the next verse. From anger, delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. Going on to the next verse. One can control his senses by practicing the regulated principles of freedom one who can control his senses by practicing the regulated principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord and thus become free from all attachment and aversion. So very briefly, what that means is that the things that we put our mind and our senses on in this material world actually does not bring us happiness. It does not bring us satisfaction. It brings us misery, maybe some initial little bit of happiness sometimes, but in the long end game, it usually ends up in misery. But by practicing the regulated principles of freedom, that is this meditation, the mantra meditation that we're going to engage in tonight, it can help us come to a clarity of mind, peace in our heart, and vision to be able to see how things really are. So that's a very brief but large packet of things. But you may be saying, well, Janapati Dasi, maybe I just want to calm my mind, but that's okay. You can practice this. There are no expectations in this. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you 3 techniques that you can practice. And I was mentioning that we practice what's known as mantra meditation. Mantra comes from 2 Sanskrit words put together, man, which means the mind, and tra, which means to draw or lift away. So these mantras are the spiritual sound vibrations which we engage in with hearing and repeating. And I will be teaching you some of those mantras tonight that we can use. And is by practicing that, it helps you draw your mind away from the things that you normally meditate on, that fixate on, that create anger, as it said in the Bhagavad Gita, anger, delusion, loss of intelligence. We can see in so many situations in this day-to-day world where people have focused their mind on something. Maybe somebody said something to me, they're turning it over in their mind, it's just churning in there, and then they start to get agitated. And when we talk about lust in the Bhagavad Gita, we're talking about this desire, not just sexual, but desire to control and enjoy something. So in day-to-day situations, we see this all the time in small microcosm with individuals and macrocosms with like countries, nations warring with each other. They contemplate something, it starts to build up anger, and from the anger, delusion. So you heard that saying, seeing red. When you're seeing red, it's like you can't see anything, right? It's just like all you feel is that anger, intense anger, and you act out. Loss of intelligence. And so things happen in situations. People get hurt, or somebody beats somebody up, somebody hurts somebody else, somebody kills somebody, whatever it might be. In the case, someone gets slapped across the face in the Academy Awards, whatever it might be. It's like everything. You can apply this to so many things that happen in the world where people contemplate their mind in the wrong thing. So mantra meditation is an ability to focus on something spiritual, not material, because in essence we are spiritual. We are spiritual in essence, so we need spiritual food. So focusing and repeating the mantras is the prime benediction for humanity, because it actually gives one the taste for which they're anxious to have. We're very anxious for love. We're very anxious for peace and calm, and yet there's no peace to be found anywhere. Why? Because people are focusing on the wrong kinds of things in this world, thinking that, I am my body, I am my sex, I am my skin color, or whatever it might be. I am a human. Dogs are thinking I am a dog, but actually all spiritual entities are spiritual entities. So in this practice of mantra meditation, won't get too far into the philosophy here, but we'll do the practice right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the three forms of meditation, mantra meditation, that you can engage in. The first is called deep peace meditation, or Gauranga meditation. And you could say that mantra with me, Gauranga. Repeat after me, Gauranga, Gauranga. And Gauranga has a meaning, like all the mantras have meanings. But it's more important to focus the listening upon and the saying of the mantra. But it does mean one with the golden effulgence, one with the golden essence. It's a spiritual sound vibration, and the meaning is a name of God or the Supreme. And so what we're going to do is we're going to engage what is known as pranayama in Vedic terms or in Sanskrit terms, but it is a breathing technique that you can practice. It's known, the breathing technique is a pre-meditation practice. A lot of times you might go to a yoga class and they're saying, okay, we're going to do some breathing meditation. This is actually a pre-meditation to get yourself ready for real meditation. So what we're going to do is just, if you're lying on the bed, just make yourself comfortable. If you're sitting in a chair, just, relax, maybe roll your shoulders a few times, roll them back. We're going to just take the things from the day and take them and put them aside. Whatever happened in your cubicle or on the road on the way back over the poly, or anything that's going on in your mind, any pressing information, just go ahead and put that aside. You can come back to it later if you want it, but this is a time where we try to keep our mind open and relaxed. So let's just go ahead and roll forward. Thank you. That's very nice, Pamela. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take just a deep breath through our nose. And when we breathe, just let our shoulders stay down. Don't have to follow up with it, but we want to breathe down below here. Okay? So inhale through your nose. And we'll go ahead and exhale audibly through our mouth. Just breathe out the stress. One more time. So now we'll just breathe normally. So now we are going to take the breathing technique that we've been doing. It's very nice. It's nice to just take a moment to breathe. But we're going to actually engage it with our mantra meditation. The word, if you've just joined us now, is the mantra we're using is Goranga. And how we do this is we are going to take our inhale. And on the inhale, we are going to imagine in our mind, not audibly, but in our mind, Goranga. That going off in our mind all on the inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll audibly say or sing Goranga. And we'll just continue to repeat that. Inhale with the word in our mind, exhale audibly saying it. Now, I am going to, there's no expectations. You don't have to sing on any particular pitch or even in pitch for that matter. The most important thing to do is go with your breath. If you feel like you want to come in the middle of my inhaling or come out at my exhale, my audibly sounded, it's okay. We don't have to match me perfectly. The idea is to either close your eyes or just to focus on the sound, on the mantra. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have something a little extra special here. I'm just going to play some of these glass bowls that I have just to give a little bit of ambience. You don't have to have glass bowls, but they're nice. I like them. And so we're going to go ahead and begin. Inhale with Goranga in your mind. Exhale, Continue. Try 2 more times. Come back to your breathing. So our deep peace meditation, it's very nice. That was just a few minutes, but I know I feel better. So in any kind of situation, you can practice this Goranga breathing, stressful times or even in calm times. Any time is a great time. And so that's our first meditation, and I always like to preface it before going on to our next meditation by talking a little bit about the effect of mantra meditation in your life. And the word Goranga, as we said, means one with the golden effulgence, and it's very fitting because sometimes the great teachers have taught that the world that we live in is very much like a dark cave or a dark forest in the middle of the night. And that's because during the daytime we can see things for what they are, right? But at night it's very hard to discern what is what. Sometimes you see a stick, you think it might be a snake or a monster or an animal. You hear sounds out in the forest, you don't know what there is. If you're in a dark cave, you're walking through passageways, you don't know where you are, you're bumping into things. And so oftentimes in this world, not a lot of times actually in this world, we find ourselves in this very situation. What is the meaning of our life? Why are we here? What's the purpose of our life? And even if we know, most people have an idea that, yeah, okay, eventually I'll die, and but they don't really have an answer for what happens. What happens when I die, or when I die, is that it? So there's a lot of big questions. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? And these are things that are unanswerable in this dark forest of the material world until the sun starts to come up. And mantra meditation is that practice, which is like when the sun starts to come up. When you practice it, the sun starts to come up. Even before the sun is up over the ridge, everything starts to light up, and you really see things for what they are, and have a little bit more clarity about what your meaning of your life is and who you are. So that's very nice. I always, my teacher taught me that, and I always like sharing that. So our next meditation that we're going to practice is called Japa meditation. And now Japa meditation requires ideally some beads. Now I have two sets of beads here. I know probably those who are joining for the first time tonight, maybe we're not expecting to use beads, but if you don't, you can just use your fingers for tonight. There's really no hard and fast rules about the kind of beads you get, if they're plastic or if they're glass, or they're, here on Hawai'i Island, sometimes people use seeds, and there's wood and all kinds of different things. Sometimes even if you go to like Target, you can get like party beads, and these plastic beads. But ideally, what you want to try to look for, and some stores, some different stores on the island may, I think Down to Earth also, sell meditation beads or mala beads. And this is a long set of 108 beads. This is a little bit bigger beads. Sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller. This is the ideal one you want to get. It doesn't have to be wood, but 108 is preferable. This one has like what is called a head bead. As you can see, it's got this sort of furry thing on the top. That's our head bead. And then there are a set of 108 beads that go all the way around. And in the practice of Japa meditation, Japa yoga, we use 108 beads. This one is 54. It's a half of the 108. So you can use this. But like I said, sometimes you may not have something that's 108. So it's like, you know, you can get beads if they're 100 or whatever, that's okay. It's a good thing to start with. But eventually, if you can find something that's 108 or 54, that's ideal. So what we do with this practice, and if you don't have beads tonight, you can just use your fingers to touch. Just the idea is to engage the practice of your sense of touch. We like to fiddle with things already with our hands. We can utilize that sense of touch and the sense of speaking and sense of hearing as well in the practice of meditation. Now, you know, sometimes in the world we're very, very enamored nowadays by our phones, right? Before it was something else. I'm trying to think of what it was before we had cell phones. I get, you know, other things, video games or whatever when I was a teenager or something. But now it's phones. We just gotta, we're always like swoop, 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 doing all that kind of thing with our fingers, looking at stuff on the internet or on Facebook or whatever, listening to something. And so we can engage these things instead of a materialistic thing, which is, looking at Facebook or touching something to try to get some kind of some pleasure through our eyes or ears or, touching or whatever. We can engage that in our meditation. And so we have the touch, we're touching the beads, excuse me, and we have the speaking of the mantra and the listening as well. So in this practice, each bead, we start with actually our head bead. Now, my phone is reversed, so this looks like my left hand. It's actually my right hand. So you use your right hand, use your thumb and your middle finger, and we'll start actually right on the top of the head bead. Now, when you go there, you can say the Gauranga mantra. So if you happen to go all the way through with all the mantras to the end, and you get back to the head bead, you can say Gauranga, turn it around, and go back the other way. If you're really ambitious and you want to do lots and lots of mantras, but it's not really so important how much you do, it's how well you do it, right? You want to be able to focus, you want to be able to put those things, like we said before with the last mantra, out of your mind. They may come, they probably will. Things will start to crawl back into your mind. You start, you start thinking about something and you're doing your mantras, but you're thinking about something else. But that's okay, it's a practice, so you just put it out of your mind again and focus on the mantras. And you'll find over time that it actually becomes quite attractive to do that instead of thinking of whatever your coworker said to you, or the negative thing that somebody said to you on Twitter or whatever. So anyway, we had the Gauranga, the head bead. Now each bead is going to be a mantra. Now today, I think what we're going to do, we'll do a new mantra, and that will be Haribol. Haribol. Haribol means to chant the names of God. Haribol Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribol. So we can say that with me. Haribol Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribol. It's kind of like a mirror, Haribol Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribol. So those are all transcendental mantras. Haribol, of course, Hari is the name of the Supreme. Bol means to sing or to chant. Nitai and Gaur you recognize Gaur from Gauranga. They're both names of the Supreme. So once again, you can focus on the sound, you focus on the speaking, you focus on the touching. So what we're going to do is we'll start with our head bead, and we'll do for each bead, Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Haribol. Now, if you don't have beads, that's okay. Use your fingers for every time you say it. Just touch your finger, okay? All right, let's go ahead and begin with me, and we'll go together here. Gauranga. Start with the first bead. Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Haribol. You can close your eyes if you want to. Haribol, Nitai Gaur, Haribol. 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 Haribo, Nitai Gore, Nitai Gore, Haribo. 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 Okay, that was almost 54. So just about almost halfway. So yeah, it's not a very difficult thing to do, actually. You'll find yourself, oh wow, But like I said, the most important thing is quality over quantity. So it's not really a matter of like, oh, I can do, we do a whole, this is what we call a whole round, right? So I can do 16 rounds or whatever of this. But you're on Facebook or whatever, you're on, talking, you're driving, you're going, hey, blah, 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 how you going? Blah, blah, you're not really focused on doing your japa. So it's more important to be focused on the meditation because it is a meditation. You want to keep anything else that you have to work on. It's better to do your meditation not during when you have to work or when you have other things, duties that you have to take care of in the day, but to give yourself time. Myself, I tend to like to set the intention of my day by getting up in the morning, taking a shower and, whatever, having some lemon water, whatever things that I do to take care of my body. But at the same time, I do a little bit of Goranga breathing, my japa meditation, and I will do also kirtan, which is what we're going to teach in the third meditation here. And that really sets my day. If I don't do those things in the morning, I find I'm not as focused as when I do it. So it's really nice. But it doesn't matter when you do these meditations. But ideally, it's best to do it when you have time where you can focus more on it and less, not so much when you're like driving your car. Or you can listen to kirtan and, yoga kirtan Hawai'i on your Facebook through your car or whatever while you're driving. That's fine, but actually engaging in meditation is the point I'm making. And it's really nice. So you can go for Hawaii is beautiful, or wherever you're living right now. You can take a morning walk. You can get your exercise in and also get your meditation in at the same time. So Hawaii is very beautiful. I like to go out for walks and do my japa meditation. And there you have it. Very simple. No, not hard and fast rules. Just take your time. Put those worries aside while you practice your meditation. If you have to come back to them, you can come back to them after your meditation. You'll find that, whoa, actually I'm able to deal with those really stressful things a lot easier because I practice meditation every day. Now, it's likened to if you go to the gym and you work out maybe 3 hours once a month and you think, oh, I just work out. You're not really going to see the results. If you practice every day, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, you'll see the results more if you have more focus, more quality in a shorter amount of time. So that being said, we're going to go right into our kirtan meditation. Now, kirtan is normally a congregational hearing and repeating activity. It does require singing. And if you play guitar, if you want to play guitar, this is a great way to learn guitar. You don't have to play guitar, but we do use a lot of instruments when we have what was called Sankirtan, which is a congregational group. But because of COVID, we haven't really been doing a lot of those, mostly online, right? But you're on the other side. So how we do this is I'm going to sing the mantras, and I'm going to introduce a few new mantras. We know Gauranga and Haribol Nitai Gaur. I'm going to introduce Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana, and also what is called the Maha Mantra, which is, you may have heard it, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So 16 mantras, but actually they're really just 3 mantras that are repeated in different ways. So you'll get the hang of it. Just what we do in this one is I'm going to sing the first time through, and just to not to get confused with when I'm singing, when I'm repeating, I'm going to just play the guitar during the time where you can chant, okay? So you'll listen to me, you'll engage in that same kind of meditation, hearing the mantras that I'm singing, and then you'll sing them back. I can't really hear you sing them, but in the case of congregational chanting, that's how it would work. But you can sing back anyways, and you can listen too. And if you're with your family, they can hear too. Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Now you chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Goranga. Goranga, Goranga, Goranga. Haribo, Haribo. Goranga, Goranga, Goranga. Haribo. Okay, and that's kirtan. So we have our three forms of meditation that we've learned tonight. The Goranga or deep peace meditation, the Japa yoga meditation, and kirtan meditation. And so those are three things that you can take with you into your life and practice daily. If you have any questions, feel free to make comments in the message section of Yoga Kirtan Hawaii, Or you can also go back in the library. There's a lot of wonder. You're like, okay, I don't play guitar. How do I do kirtan? Well, there's wonderful YouTube channels. I mean, besides there's a library here. You can actually, there's a wealth of meditation here. There's also the Science of Identity Foundation yoga YouTube, can't speak, YouTube channel that has a lot of wonderful chanting on there as well. So feel free to join in that. But there's, like I said, this particular page of Yoga Kirtan Hawaii has a wealth of a library of different kinds of kirtan, yoga classes, qigong, and it's all free. So feel free to share with your friends and dive into it and practice your meditation. My name is Janapati Dasi. Thank you very much. I will be back next Tuesday night for Yoga Wisdom Night with Wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. So we read a little bit of that tonight. You get more of that next Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time. Till then, thank you very much. Haribol. Namaste.